Hi kids, welcome back to the Geek Garage. It's going to be our second writing lesson of the week based on our opening chapter. Yesterday we looked at how to start the opening chapter with either a character description or a description of the setting. Today we're going to work on two different ways. Either exciting action or some kind of dialogue. Remember what a dialogue is? Dialogue is where you have direct speech, where people are in a conversation with each other. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do both of those, and then your task today will be to go away, either write an opening to a new story or write a different opening to an existing story using either dialogue or an exciting action. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate that. Okay, here's a reminder for those of you who can't remember. There's my plan. There are the Pearsons. Okay, in the house. It's noisy. They're getting ready to go to the beach. And obviously there's Mum, Dad, Vanessa and Zach, if you can't remember that from yesterday. Now, we're going to start with some exciting dialogue. We'll start with some exciting dialogue. And obviously, reminder, dialogue is where people speak to each other. So we're going to be using direct speech. So we're going to be using speech marks. Okay. So this is going to practice our skills of those two. Where is the umbrella? Shouted Dad in a frustrated way. I know that I put it up here in the attic. Someone must have moved it. Okay, new line, which means that a new speaker is going to happen. Mum sighed. You, oh, I'm going to do this. You're, so we've practiced these. You are, you're the only person who goes up into the attic. Dad. And I'm just going to make sure it makes sense by saying it. You're the only person who goes up in the attic, Dad. Is there a box labeled... Is there a box labeled beach stuff? I'm going to put Dad was interrupted by Zach, who ran up the stairs shouting, "Everything is packed in the car. I have packed the books, the towels, the lunches, and the cooler. The only thing we need now are, or the only things I should say, the only things we need now are the toys and the umbrella." Should be capital T. "Thank you, Zach," said Mum in a thankful manner. Have you seen your sister? She asked. Oh, wrong one. She asked. New line for new speaker. She is outside playing in the garden. Not doing any packing. And she is being really loud. Okay, and so you get the idea. So this is all about people speaking. Okay, so we've got exciting dialogue. Okay, there we go, bold. There's my exciting dialogue. Now, if I was going to write that in a different way, this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and write some strong action. So it's really the same story start, but instead of using too much dialogue or the setting, I still need to try and introduce the characters. I still need to try and introduce where they are. And this time, I'm just going to use a bit of creativity to make it to be strong action. Thump. Bash. Boom. Thud. 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 Dad stomped. Dad stomped all over the attic. He was getting irritated. He couldn't find the beach box or the beach bag, doesn't matter which, we'll call it the beach box. The beach box. He was sure it was close to the attic entrance. Now he was covered in cobwebs and dust. Move it up a bit. Now he was covered in cobwebs and dust, and boxes kept falling all over him. Meanwhile, Zach, his eldest child, was busy packing the car. With everything else they needed. He did this by himself while Mum calmed Dad down, and his little sister played. What kind of game can they play? And his little sister played. What should we have them playing? Hospital with her bunny Stuffy. Okay, so you get the idea. This is really describing some strong action. Now, if people are packing, it's not going to be that strong. Now, if you had a different story where, I don't know, let's say you were in a spaceship and something was going on, you could probably put lots more strong action in there. So, here we go. I've got strong action and also exciting dialogue. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put both of these onto a onto a separate sheet. So you have both of these as examples. Now your job today is to take an existing story or a new story and either write the opening chapter to your story, to a new story, either with strong action or some exciting dialogue for that new story, or take an old story and do exactly the same. So it could be you've got one story which you wrote with one draft which you already had an existing opening for, and yesterday you wrote either a description of the setting or the character, and today you might have a third opening, a third different chapter, opening chapter for that story. Well, the advantage of doing that is that you then get to pick which one you think is best. Okay? So, I'll upload this onto the website so you've got it. Get to it. Happy writing.